Today's tutorial, we're going to present to you our SEO search engine optimization toolkit plugin for Bubble. This is a plugin that we recently released for Bubble, and this basically entails various different features for SEO. Search engine optimization is, in our opinion, a really important part of optimizing your web page and getting organic traffic from search engines like Google, Bing, etc. And there are a few things built in Bubble, but Bubble is not the strongest in terms of optimizing your application, your pages, and so on for the search engines. And there's a few things missing, and we decided to build a plugin. So this plugin, as of now, as of today, entails three different types basically of elements, but we're planning on introducing more and more over time and building this plugin out to be the #1 SEO toolkit for your Bubble application that you will need to really take your Bubble app to the next level in terms of search engine optimization. So just maybe to give you a great overview, this plugin basically interferes with the code of your Bubble application, therefore basically making technical on-page SEO. Okay, so instead of you manually having to add code and looking for how to do it, all you have to do is install the plugin, drag the data, the plugin element on the page, check the settings, and you're good to go. Over time, as I said, we're going to add more elements, more options, and I'm just going to go through with you right now the three types of elements that we have right now. So as you can see here at the side, we have these elements. These are the elements included in the SEO Toolkit plugin as of now. We have localization, page settings, and 4 different types of structured data. I'm going to tell you in a second what that means, but we're going to start with page settings. This is quite simple. This is just the element you want to drag on the page. It's this one here, okay? And it's a very small element. It's not visible, so you just can drag it anywhere. It doesn't matter. It just has to be on the page. And you can define these settings for every individual page here, okay? So don't forget to add that to every page where you want it to be applied. And you can obviously apply different settings to different pages. And this settings element just contains a few, but quite important settings. So it starts off with this page should not be indexed in search engines. That's an important setting that you might want to need. When you check this, we will add relevant code to your header telling Google and other search engines that this current page should not be indexed and displayed in the search engines. This might sometimes be helpful because pages like profile pages or dashboards or the admin panel, you do not want this to be indexed, and you can just specify that by checking this box. The canonical URL is something that, for example, if you have content that is on various different pages, basically, like different pages with similar content, or you have one page that you can access via multiple URLs, there is the issue that Google could penalize you as duplicate content. You want to prevent that by specifying one canonical URL, basically stating this is the URL that is the main URL, and all other similar pages should be deferred to this canonical URL, which Google will count, okay? So let's say you would have like 4 versions of this page, and another page would be the main version. You would enter the URL of this main version here, okay? All right. This is something quite special. Sometimes when a user in a different language via Google opens your page, Google Translate will automatically apply, translating your page into their mother tongue language. You can disable this automatic behavior by just checking this box, okay? And also, last but not least, you can label this page as adult content, also apply to Google. So if you have some kind of, I don't know, pornographic or violent material, you can check that, and this will then be filtered in results when minors are searching for things. It's a good idea to do that, definitely. So these are the settings. As mentioned, we'll add a few more settings in next couple of months, but these are the settings as of now. Let's head over to the localization settings, okay? You will only need this if you have basically multi-language version of your page, because let's say you have this page and you have this page in 4 different languages, English, German, whatever. What you want to tell Google is you want to tell them, all right, so this is basically the main page, but I have different language versions, but they're still the same page, okay? And you can do that by adding this localization plugin and add up to 4 alternative languages for this current page. All right. So you can see localized version 1 language, localized version 1 URL, localized version 2 language, and so on. So for the localized version 1 language, you want to add the language code, and you can go over here to Google and you can check for the ISO 6391 format and then add the language code for whatever language your translated page is. In my case, I use DE, which is German basically. And then you want to provide where Google can find the translated version of this language. So telling Google basically, okay, for German users, please display this version. And also obviously for the German Google search results, crawl and display this as a search result. If you have a multi-language page, this is really important to do, as it will basically optimize your listing for all the different languages you offer your application in. And as mentioned, you can add up to 4 localized versions. If you need more, just reach out to us. We can add more for you, no problem. Okay, and last, we have the structured data. We have a different tutorial for this as well, but here we have 4 structured data pieces included. So what is structured data? Structured data is, you probably all have seen it, if you Google something, besides the normal search results, are these special snippets here. So we have different kinds of structured data. We have article, which will be like this box showing an article. We have things like a course, where Google will actually show this course structure of the different lessons. We have things like an event, where Google will display the event with the date under events in Google. We have things like review snippets, that's quite common, where you can see the reviews within Google search, all right? And many, many more. So as you can see, this requires a lot of custom code, but it's also really, really helpful to add this because it doesn't mean it will definitely be displayed. So if you add, for example, I don't know, the logo rich snippet, which is this one, you know, probably all know that. When you add that code, that doesn't mean Google will show this, but if you think about it, Google will only show it if you have it, okay? Google still decides at the end of the day if they want to show it, but they can only show it if you had added the code. So I would always recommend to add the code, the rich snippets, the schema is called, markup to your pages. And with our plugin, it's super easy to do. You have 4 structured data as of now. Again, we will add more in the next couple of weeks and months. You have logo, product, reviews, and local business. I would say these are probably the most important ones. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have added one here, for example, which is a quite simple one. This is logo. So the structured data logo, all you have to do here is provide the name, the URL of your basically the website associated with the logo, and upload your logo. And then we have the markup added to this page for the structured data logo. We can take a look at something like product. This will be a bit more complex, where you actually want to display a product as a rich snippet. You will have to add the name of the product, the image, the description, and all this information, the price, availability, item condition, etc., etc. You can obviously always add dynamic data, which is great. So you could say like current page products description, current page products currency, whatever it is. Let's also take a look at reviews. That's quite a nice one. You can add a type of review, so a review for a book. Let's say that's a book page. And then you do a value from 1 to 5, so it's a 5-star system. You can also, again, do a search for all ratings, average, basically, okay? So automatically calculate the average, and then the number of ratings, do a search for ratings count. So quite simple to use, but it will immediately add the structured data. And you can always test that using a tool here by Google. Just Google rich snippet validator. And we can, for example, preview this. Please be aware that this will only work on a paid plan because you will have to publish the application to live, and this only works in the paid plan. But we can manually test it. I'm just going to go into the code. Actually, I'm going to go to the header to see if the code has been appended. And yep, it's here. So we have the rich snippet logo added here, and I can just paste that here to see if it's validated. And yep, we're getting 0 errors, 0 warnings. Google recognized this as an organization. This is a really simple kind of rich snippet, but you can see it works perfectly fine. So yeah, quick introduction to our plugin. We will continue adding videos in the future for different features that we're going to add. We're going to add a lot of features. We're going to really try to build this plugin into the all-in-one SEO